Hi, I'm Karen Wilson. Welcome to Table Talk. We have a special guest with us today, Mr. Gary Reynolds, known to you all as Chico from the Chico and B-Man show. He's been on Channel 6 quite a bit, but we're having him here to tell us about the upcoming Viola Opry. Welcome to the show, Gary.
Well, thank you.
Chico, I guess I should say.
Thank you for having me on the show and giving us an opportunity to talk about it.
Yeah. So tell us first, I guess, let's start with kind of just you and the music. You know, you've been doing the Chico and B-Man show for many years. Tell us first about how, what brought you into organizing music events and things like that.
It started about 12 years ago, and I was in a band, still am, it's called a buzz band, and we happened to see an ad on television that said, make your own TV. And at the time, I was writing a script for a reality TV show that was going to be pitched for a major network. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of fun doing that. And I want to say who the people were or anything, but one of the guys who had the money died. But and it just kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
So we saw this on the ad on national TV. So we went over there and checked it out. We started the show. And it just kept growing, and it became we won a couple of awards and went international. We had well over 100 stations across the country airing the show. Mm-hmm. Some of them, 4 or 5 times a day. And Ben Lomond has probably shown the show 8 or 10 years, a long time. And
yeah.
We appreciate them for doing that.
So did you come from a music background even before then?
I played a little bit, and I was a closet songwriter kind of thing. Not like closet, but
right.
I stayed in the bedroom, played my own songs to the family or something like that. And I got out, and B-Man was one of the people that talked me into doing that my first time. Mm-hmm. I was 60 years old when I did my first
That's a
songwriter
little late
show.
in life to start that.
But and it just thing happened after that, and we formed a band, and the band wanted to play my songs that I'd written, and it just went on. And we got into the Chico and B-Man show, and I got to meet a lot of other people, and do some things that otherwise I wouldn't have been able to done. Just a whole new road, and it was fun. So.
Yeah. So that was kind of your, I
That's
guess,
how we got
pre-retirement.
in.
Yeah, kind of your golden years type stuff. But since then, let's see, B-Man, you don't film the show on a regular basis now, do you?
We're filming about 12 episodes a year now.
Okay.
And back in our younger days when we were starting, we were doing 2 shows a month, so we're doing quite often. We just slowed down. COVID put a number on it. On us. And we tried to get people, we tried to do a little bit from people send us things in, but it just didn't work out so well. We just tried to stay out there. Now we're back again, another season.
So you've had probably hundreds of guests on the show in the time that you've been filming that. Were there any standouts or somebody that really, you were like, wow, they are super talented, or just something funny that happened?
Well, yes, and I don't want to make anybody mad at me for leaving them out. But we've had some great acts on the show. Some of them well known. Hall of Fame songwriter Jerry Foster's been on the show. Recently, I guess the most famous one I've been on the show recently with Hunter Girl, did well on American Idol. And we've had top 10 people from American Got Talent and lots of American Idol people on the show. People from The Voice. And so very, very fortunate. And so we gained a lot of credibility when a lot of the hit songwriters were on the show. And as more and more people were on the show, other people started calling us and say, "Hey, can you got room for me?" That kind of thing, and it really helped a lot to get
Yeah.
us going.
Well, it's always impressive the talent that's on there. I have never turned
Mm.
it on and thought, that person. I mean, they've always just kind of blown me away with how good they are.
Another one doing very well right now is Billy Droz. I think he's had something like 14 number ones in the bluegrass music. He's written a lot of them, and for other people as well. So he's doing real well. And we have one couple that were on the show at separate times. They're blues players, Meg Williams and Travis Boland. And Travis is from, I think, around the Mount Eagle area. That's where I met him, and he helped with the mountain. But they just had a baby.
So they met. Did they meet on the
They
show, or
meet
they're-
on the show. They're just both blues players, and they've done very well. And Travis was just on some award show, Josie Music Awards. He got best blues vocalist or that kind of something like that.
Yeah.
Been nominated again. So.
Wow. So do people, I guess you have lots of contacts now in the industry, which has probably helped in the acts that you're booking for the Viola
Yeah,
Opry.
it makes it a lot easier. You know, some of the folks, because it's been a few years, they haven't been out playing or whatever, but lost some of the content. But a lot of them that we asked to play, yes. And the nice thing about it is they're donating their time that they're coming out. Some of them are coming from Nashville, but we're trying to get as many local people as we can. And we're always trying to have a spot for local folks. And
Yeah,
so,
right. Yeah, they probably have a little less opportunity to be seen,
Yeah.
even locally.
Plus, they have friends, and just the Viola Opry, which we're starting up, is all about local community. And it's to give help some cause or some person or whatever that might have some need, have a little fun, play some music, and join the community together.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So you're kind of drawn to Viola because you have moved there in the past few years. What brought you to Viola?
My daughter has my oldest stepdaughter has been a school teacher here in the system for 15 years or so, out at Centertown is where she's going. And my grandson lives in the area, and he was at my house with his wife, future wife at the time, and asked me what we were going to do, my wife and I, when we got old. And I said, well, I don't know, you know. And he said, well, if you want to move down this way, we'll look after you. So I thought, well, that's pretty good. You know, we'll get a place and live close together. And I'm thinking, my wife and I think, yeah, it'll be fun 10 years from now, whatever. The next day, he calls me on the phone and says, I want to show you some property that I found. So we came down and looked on it. It's over on Viola Road. And it's gorgeous. So we just said, okay. So we sold the
Yeah.
house we got, and we
A
bought
little-
the farm, built a barn and a house. You know, that
A
kind
little
of thing.
earlier than
yeah,
planned,
a little
but
earlier than planned.
probably for the best with property values going up so much.
Well, that's
so.
been a good thing, but we moved in about a day before COVID hit.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were kind of stuck out there.
Yeah.
But it gave us a chance to work around the farm and you know, clean the fences up and, you know, make some roads and trails and all that kind of stuff. And it's just been fun.
Yeah, it's a
I've really
beautiful-
enjoyed it. Yeah,
Beautiful
yeah.
area, one of the prettiest in the county. You've
Yeah.
got the
Oh,
mountains
yeah.
and the valleys, and it's just gorgeous. So how did the idea for the Viola Opry begin?
Well, it began, I'm going to say, a month and a half ago, whatever. We were sitting around at a songwriters event with some friends at a table, and we just started talking how nice it would be if we had something, play a little music regularly, locally, and maybe we could, then the idea started to form. Well, why don't we do something, try and raise some money? Invite all not just the neighbors, but the community. And that's how it took off. And then we just said, okay, let's try it. Let's see if we get some people that are interested. And I mentioned it to my friends here at Van Loman. You guys been very, very helpful.
Well, you're
And
welcome.
yourself included, and Tammy Vincent and Kelvin Bond have been just helped us a lot. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be probably doing it. So give
Well,
us a good start.
You've got a good track record at giving back to the community
Well.
and doing things. like that. So you chose the Viola Community Center is going to be which is the old Viola School.
That's correct.
As the spot. You said you've made a few changes just because of the heat still.
Yeah.
You're moving it from the
gym to the auditorium, because
Okay.
the auditorium's got air conditioning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good because it still kind of gets pretty warm in the days right
Yeah,
now.
it
We've not
does.
hit our true fall weather quite yet.
All the we're going to have one a month. Going to be a monthly concert series, and the admission is they're free to get in. We want everybody to come who wants to come, and then we'll be also taking donations of your choice, and for different groups. The first one we're doing is for the Viola Volunteer Fire Department, and that's going to be Saturday of this month, the 30th,
Okay.
6:30 to 9.
Okay.
And we'll have some foodstuffs available, for purchase, at a reasonable cost.
Right. Right.
And then in October, we'll be raising money for the Viola Valley dogs. Most people are familiar with those
Oh
folks.
yes, she does a lot of good
Yeah.
work out
Yeah.
there in Viola Valley and she has for years.
I met her at the dumpster, the trash dumpster there in Viola.
Well, it was serendipitous, wasn't it?
So, and I helped her unload her trash. That's because she had a bunch of it. And I said, "Well, you need some help there." And she said, "Yeah." So that's how I met her. And then in November, December, we're gonna do it for the Warren County Emergency Food Bank.
Okay.
And instead of giving them cans of tuna fish or whatever, we just give them some money. She knows what they need in there, so she'll
Right.
be able to get it. So.
Right.
That's the plan.
And that's kind of like you said, no admission to get in, but sort of a pass the hat type thing
Yeah.
for the recipient of that month's money.
As they come in, they'll have a couple people. I think they're going to carry a sign that says who they are, and they'll have a bucket, and just if you feel like it, put some money in there.
Well, both, all of those are really, are in need. We have such a need for the fire departments to be properly equipped and have proper training, and that's always something that comes up and you read about in the paper a lot. And then Miss Coursey does a great job at taking in puppies and strays and finding them homes. She's a no-kill shelter and works really hard to find homes for them. And then, of course, everybody knows the food banks are utilized all the time, but especially around the holidays. So great job on that.
Well, I wasn't the one who picked them. We all voted on them, so to speak. But I think they were good choices.
So who are the acts that you have coming booked?
For September, we have a young girl, Izzy Grace. She just played over at the fair at the Shed. And a young singer-songwriter, very talented, does some great music. And she's going to do she'll do the opening act. She'll do 30 minutes. And then the Buzz Band, that's Chico and B-Man's band. We're going to play for an hour. And we play original music.
Okay.
Some of it's been on the show before, and some of it will be new, but we'll do an hour. And then some friends from Manchester, Winchester area will come in. That's Blue Twang, and they do Americana music, some bluegrass stuff, folksy stuff, gospel stuff. They have a terrific young singer and a mandolin player and a guitar player, and they do their own music, and it'll be a fun evening.
Sounds like a good variety just in that one show, which is the September show. Do you already have the bands booked for the other nights?
Yes, but they changed daily.
I get that. It's a work in progress, isn't
it
it?
is. But we have Jim Sartain, who's a great entertainer, guitar player, songwriter. And then we have, I think it's,
That's okay. You've got a lot on your
The
mind.
Buzz Band's coming back, the second one.
yeah.
We're going to do 2 in a row, all right? So that'll be us. And after us is Don Mealer. Pooh Bar is what he's called, and it'll be the Don Mealer Band. And Don is a great storyteller. It's traditional country. He lives over in Dolton. And he's traveled with Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash and Chris Christopherson and Waylon Jennings and he has all those stories, and he's a great storyteller.
Oh, wow.
So he's a wonderful entertainer, and he'll be there. So
That's
for
exciting.
October.
Yeah. Well, that tends to be a bit of a dry spell for music in our area because Main Street Live isn't going on.
Yeah.
That's a summer thing. So this is a great thing to get us through the fall and winter.
Well, I hope everybody thinks so and comes on over. And we try to get enough variety so everybody will like something going on there and come
Right,
on over.
right.
Yeah.
And one of the things about it, you can bring the whole family since it is free and give what you can to
Yeah.
the charity of the night.
Yeah.
So that's great. And everybody loves music. That area right there is just music just runs through their veins. I know a lot of people used to listen to people. There was a pickin' parlor in that
Yeah,
area
yeah,
and things like
yeah.
that. And I think they kind of miss that. So we talked about some of the groups that were, receiving some of the proceeds. You've got some helpers, though, that are helping with sound and all of those things.
yes,
Let's
we
give
do.
them a shout out as well, and also all your sponsors.
We have helping us out in the group, so to speak, is Steve Myers. He's like the general production guy. He does a little bit of everything. So he'll be running around doing pretty much a lot of stuff. And then we have Brian Jones, who will be doing the sound and the light system and that kind of thing. David Graham and Larry Zagranis both will be customer relations. They help us out with getting acts. They make sure the paperwork's all done, that kind of thing, and tell them what to do and when to do it.
Right,
but
right.
Nicely.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
And so that's the core group.
Uh-huh.
And we'll probably get some family members to help us out with some other things as well. And corporate-wise helping us is Ben Lomond Connected. You guys are the number one. And we also have the Warren County Farmers Co-op. And we have Douglas and Lanier, Supreme Building. Like I said, I don't want to forget anybody. We have the Southern Standard
Yes.
and the Coffee County Bank so
Okay.
far, and we're still looking. We got some people who are debating, not I shouldn't say debate, but checking to see if it's all right to help us out and that kind of thing. So
Right,
we look
right.
for a lot of community help.
And I'm sure all of that kind of helps pay sound people and things like that. You have to have corporate sponsors to get the bands booked and to do all the technical things involved.
Right now, everybody's working and playing for free. Down the road, we hope to pay some of the folks, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
As it grows and we get more sponsors and things. But right now, it's a volunteer thing, you know.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
come on out and help us out, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, we're looking forward to the first one, which is this Saturday night. And then, as you said, the next one will be, what was the date for
October
October?
28th.
Okay,
And
October
then-
28th.
Then November 18th and then December 16th.
So everybody will have lots of family in for the Thanksgiving. Be right around that
Yeah,
time. What a
will be.
great way to
Yeah,
entertain
yeah.
your family and
Yeah.
get them out of the house a little bit.
Yeah,
Bring
it
them
sure
down
will.
for the music.
Yeah.
So, and Christmas as well. Well, thank you so much, Chico. It's been wonderful to get to talk to you, and wish you the best. This is very exciting.
Karen, thank you for having me on the show and giving me an opportunity to talk about the Viola Opry. And I want to invite everybody to come on out and have some fun with us.
And I'll thank our audience for joining us today. That's again, come down to the Viola Opry. And are you on Facebook as far as the dates? Where can they find, if they were to forget, the dates or anything?
The Opry doesn't have a Facebook page yet.
Yeah.
I'm not so good on that, but
I know it was in the Southern
yeah,
Standard
they've
recently.
had a couple ads, and they're going to run advertisements kind of regularly now that it gets going, I think.
Right.
But, and we'll put it out there. We'll get a site, and we got lots of local people sharing, so
Good.
we're going to put up a couple notices on the buildings around town that'll let us do that, and we hopefully we'll have a sign built and
Yeah,
put it
that'd
in
be
front
great.
of the
school.
community center.
Right,
so,
yes.
and just
Well,
leave
good,
it there. So.
Good. Well, as I said, thank you for joining us today, and we hope you'll come back again next week for more Table Talk.